Okay, so this is really important. So I'm driving home and I need to dissect New Moon. Okay, first of all, they start off the goddamn movie with, with fucking anniversary films and that kind of thing when they play them in theaters. They do like a little interview with some of the filmmakers at the beginning, and one of them was Stephanie goddamn Meyer at the beginning of New Moon, and she goes, so I wasn't expecting, like, when all the Twilight fans came up to me, like, after this movie came out, people asked her, oh, what do you think's the most impactful book? She said, a lot of people said New Moon, which didn't make sense to me, because New Moon's the most unserious fucking book, because there's goddamn hallucinations, which, ridiculous, at the premise, fucking stupid. So yeah, there were hallucinations, and apparently they said New Moon is the one people relate to a lot because it's a film about depression and a woman's depression after her first heartbreak. And you know, I feel that because in the fucking book, if you look at the timeline, so she transfers to Forks in March, and it says, oh, the middle of the semester, meaning the second goddamn semester. And then by the time the book ends, they're at goddamn prom, which is the very end, because it's one of the first dates that they go on, because it's playing baseball with his family, and that's like the last week. Okay, so prom happens in like May, right? I'm old, I don't know. So they basically like didn't talk for like a month or two, because the first time they have class together, he does like the you smell so good thing, and then he disappears for like a week, right? Maybe it's 2 weeks, I don't remember. So he disappears, and then the next time he comes back, he's like, we shouldn't be friends. In the movie, you gotta pay attention to the biology teacher, because he goes, it's compost tea, it's for the plants. And that's a vocal stem of mine, first of all. So by the time the first movie's over, it's been 3 months, like max 4, depending on when she transfers, because it doesn't give dates, because it's a fucking book, why would it? So, and then the second movie starts, right? It's her birthday. I don't remember her actual birthday in the books, but it starts with her birthday, whatever. And then the whole shit happens with Jasper and the blah blah, blah paper cut bullshit. So that happens. He disappears. She curls up in the woods like a 17-year-old would, or 18, I guess now, because she had her birthday. So she curls up in the woods, has the like, oh my god, I think I saw a wolf, it's a nightmare. Turns out it is a wolf, and fucking Sam Yulee walks out of the woods very inconspicuously, carrying her in his arms while he's shirtless with jorts on. Shout out Jortsgate, Tana Mojo, Jortsgate. And nobody questions that he's shirtless. Suspicious, because he's older than her, right? It kind of makes it out like he's like 20, maybe. I don't remember. I don't fucking remember the books. It was a long time ago. Give me a break. So he walks out with her in his arms. Honestly, more cinematic than any scene with Jacob in it. But then she goes back to her room, stares out into the window, and honestly, it's a pretty cool way that the movie does this, because in the book you just flip like October, November, December, whatever. And so in the movie, you've seen the movie, I'm assuming this is not the first time you've seen the movie, because I am not good at describing movies. Hear me out. You're watching the video. So, it does the whole October, November, December, and it stops at February, and you know this because it shows you unsent emails that she sends to Alice, which it's perceived as being like, maybe you think twice a week, but it comes off like twice a day, right? Unless I wasn't paying that much attention, let's be honest. But it's a lot, duh. She's trying to contact Alice. I wonder if Alice like actually sees the emails, or if she's like, bitch, leave me the fuck alone. Like, stop. Nobody gives a shit. So then you go from October to February, which is what, 5 months? 4 months? October, November, December, January. 5 months. Which is like around the same time as she's been dating Edward, because she's been dating for 6 months max. 6 months max. She spends at least 5 months without him. Yeah? The same time. Are we really that obsessed with this man that you've been nightmaring about for 5 months at this point? Fucking 5 whole months. Ridiculous. I've dated men for fucking 2 years and gotten them over. That's not words. I've dated men for 2 years and I've gotten over them in less time than that. Let's be honest. Like, girl, come on. I know you're... But to be honest, bitch is 17 when she meets him. In the course of maybe 8 months. Let's give her 8 months, right? She meets this fucking random hot guy that her friends are like, like I care, nobody else is good enough for him. Jessica, Anna Kendrick, I see you. You're real as fuck. So they're like, oh my god, nobody's good enough for him. Turns out she's good enough for him, only for the reason that he can't hear her thoughts. Like, I haven't read Midnight Sun, to be fair. I've heard a lot about Midnight Sun because I'm obsessed with the series. I don't know if you can tell. Edward doesn't really give a fuck about her. Like, he doesn't think she's that hot at all. He's just like, oh shit, I can't read her. She's gonna be mine. Meaning, Edward has a hyperfixation with this woman. Let's be honest. A hyperfixation and nothing less. Nothing more. He is hyperfixated on this bland ass woman from Arizona, because women, you're from Arizona, right? Shouldn't you be tan? Bella ain't tan. I don't know if you've heard about this or not. Bella ain't tan. Where am I going with this? Okay, so Bella meets this man. She meets him like one time. He disappears, and she is that enthralled with this man. After she's met him one time, he disappears for what, like a week? Something like that. And then he comes back and is weird as fuck to her. Weird as fuck. And then then they win the Golden Onion. Shout out to the Golden Onion. And by the end of it, he's like, we shouldn't be friends. Like, it's the fluorescence. All that. So that's like, probably like, let's give it 3 weeks. It's probably not, let's give it 2 weeks men, 3 weeks max, okay? Almost a month. And so after that, they win the Golden Onion, whatever. They don't super talk, right? Until the compost tea plant visit. Why is there a man walking in the dark? So By this point, it's April, right? They don't really know each other. He's like, Bella, we shouldn't be friends. And she's like, well, you really should have thought about it. Like, bitch, you've met a handful of times. Why are you, like, inserting yourself into being this man's friend? But she's 17. Whatever. Let's give it to her. Why not? She's 17. So they, like, don't even start hanging out. They talk in class, I guess. There's the whole, like, prom dance shopping that she does in Port Angeles with Jessica and Angela. And so she really calling out the girls with this one. She's calling out high school Sarah. She's like, I don't want to go shopping. I want to go to this bookstore. And then I grew up and I was like, bitch, you can like both. Like, multifaceted woman. Right? Okay. I've parked. We're turning on the lights. And it's going to really not be flattering. The least flattering ever. Okay. Let's turn on this one. Maybe worse, maybe better. It's fine. So she goes shopping with them. They're like, okay, cool. We're gonna keep shopping. And she's like, I want to go to this bookstore because we went to La Push. La Push, baby. La Push. And Jacob, my friend, was talking about basically himself. And you made it about you because you were obsessed with this man. And you were like, oh, you know this random tidbit of information that he said that is kind of relevant to me? We had a whole conversation. We were walking down the beach. We were spending time together. It was a whole thing. And she's like, no, this hot guy that I met, this like kind of relates to him, yeah? I'm gonna stick on that. I'm gonna go home to the Google. I'm gonna Google this one phrase that he said in the movie. It's not that long because it's a fucking movie. It's a scene. Whatever. But it insinuates that they met up at the van. They go down to the beach. They have a walk on the beach. In the movie, it's a scene because you're gonna focus on one thing, and a scene because it has to have a direction. But insinuation, yeah? It insinuates that they have a fucking whole walk on the beach, yeah? They have a single conversation in this one area, but they're walking on the fucking beach. They have to take a walk on the beach. You have to, like, they have this tidbit that she focuses on enough to go home to fucking Google. She sits at her little desk. She gets on the computer. She Googles pale faces. If I Googled fucking pale faces right now, what do you think it would give me? Certainly not Edward Cullen. Certainly not fucking Jacob Black's interpretation of fucking pale faces. That's not how this works, Bella Swan. It's not how it goes, okay? So that happens. She goes to Port Angeles, and then she walks by herself in the, like, creepiest of alleyways. Port Angeles, in this movie, I've not been to Port Angeles. Who knows? Certainly not I. It seems like the population of Port Angeles is about 1,000 people, maybe. When you're downtown, out on the town, seems like 50 people walking around, okay? It gets to dark. Bookstore's not closed. It seems like Bella Swan is the only patron in this bookstore in the last hour and a half. Which, you know, she's after one book. The guy's probably like, why the fuck do you want a book on Native American legends? Bitch, you're white as fuck. Why are we doing this? She's not even tan. She's from Arizona. She's not even tan. Why does this white ass bitch want a book on Native American legends? Are we not questioning that? First of all, we know this bitch went on Google. She went all the way to a bookstore, which I respect. A local bookstore, you know, support local businesses. And the fucking bookstore owner or the clerk is Native American. And he doesn't seem like he questions it. He's like, here you go. Let me cash you out. I wonder how much this book fucking costs. So she gets the book. She's carrying it in her little arms. Yeah. Takes the sketchiest of alleyways. Yeah. Sketchiest. Sees these men. Oh, they're in kind of an alley. They're like walking on the sidewalk in a suspicious area. Yeah. Suspicious area. Oh, let me walk past them through a back road in this suspicious ass place. And then she keeps going. She goes up the Dirty Dancing stairs, right? The Dirty Dancing, like, stair bridge area. And she's like, oh shit, there's two guys. Let me, like, kind of back up. Oh fuck, there's a lot of guys. Yeah? Not good. We don't like men anyways. So she gets in the middle. They're like, she's like, don't touch me. Kristen Stewart does a good job being like, don't touch me. And Cullen pulls up in his silver Volvo. Sir, Stephanie Meyer, the silver Volvo is it. That's the sexy fucking car. A silver Volvo. And Robert Pattinson, in any interview, just go, if you care, watch an interview of Robert Pattinson about the movie Twilight. He hates that shit. Robert Pattinson hates to see Twilight coming. Hates it. So, fucking car does like a drift. I don't know car terms. He drives and it goes skirt. He gets out in a pea coat. He gets out in a pea coat. A fucking pea coat. Okay, ridiculous in itself, right? This 17-year-old man, how long have you been 17? A while. This man who has been 17 for a while gets out of a silver Volvo in a pea coat. A pea coat with the collar popped. A collar popped pea coat. Gets out of the car. He says, get in the car. Which, you know, hot, respect it. If he wasn't fucking 17 and weird as fuck. So he goes, get in the car. And she's like, okay, Edward, I already think you're hot. Let me get in the car. He goes, Robert Pattinson has interviewed since then and been like, a fucking pea coat? What the fuck? So he gets out, does the like, arm motion, and he just goes. And the group of like scary ass, probably 20 something, maybe 30 something year old men go, bro, take it easy. They back the fuck off. Because why would you not? This 17-year-old ass kid gets out in his pop collar pea coat and walks out with the stare of death. And you're terrified. And you're scared. And what then? And then what? Why not? So that happens. And yeah, then they walk up to a random restaurant. How the fuck would they not? Why the fuck would Jessica and Angela be at the same restaurant as they randomly walk up to? Because Port Angeles is small as fuck. We've been over this. It insinuates Port Angeles is small as fuck. And because of that, why would the restaurant not be down the street? Why would Bella have to walk down the road, up through another road, through the snow, over the Dirty Dancing bridge? I digress. So they walk up to the restaurant and just like, oh my God, Bella, what happened to you? Jessica's like, yeah, what happened? We like waited for you, but we were hungry. So like, we ate. Like, we were so hungry. We were starving. Honestly, Jessica's a real one. You learn in the second movie, Jessica's a real one and Bella sucks as a friend. But why would you not? So that happens, and then Bella goes into the restaurant, gets her mushroom ravioli and a Coke, because I know this. She gets a mushroom ravioli and a Coke. Edward gets nothing because he's on a special diet. And then it's something, he can read minds. And then in the movie, I haven't read the books in a while. I for sure fucking know this did not happen in the books. He goes, I can read every mind in this room except for yours. And she goes, what? What are they thinking? And he goes, money, sex, money, sex, cat. And the guy goes, which is funny. Catherine Hardwicke, I respect the game. Whatever. That happens. And now they're together. They're dating. They're in love. Why wouldn't they be? They're in love. Vampire baseball. Cut to vampire baseball. How many days after? So that's like, there's March. This is probably mid-April. Maybe end of April. Closer to fucking May, probably. Right? So this is their first date. Not even date. He rescues her from these random fucking dudes because bitch doesn't know how to walk alone in public like a dummy. So this happens, whatever, they're together. He pulls out the dink in her truck from the wreck where he saved her from. And then they go to play vampire baseball, whatever. They knew that, this is the funniest thing because I've watched behind the scenes. If you care about this, go watch the behind the scenes shit, or go watch Sarah, whatever her name is. We bond because our names are Sarah. She has a whole ass fucking TikTok dissecting Twilight. Like a fucking queen. I respect the game. She does like all the Twilight lore shit, and I eat that shit up. But, so the vampire baseball shit, this is a thing that I think about all the time. They play baseball. Esme is the like catcher. She's the one that kneels down and is like, ooh, catcher, right? Probably catcher. And then Bella is the umpire. Bella is standing so close to Esme. And like, they're vampires, whatever. They got good senses. But even if they're updated, like their fucking senses are, if it's elevated to that point, they're all on the same level, yeah? So they're sometimes gonna be out, they're sometimes gonna be in. Because of that, why the fuck is Bella heads close to Esme? Heads close. They're so close together. Like, if they're all elevated to vampire level, that means they can fuck up, right? Some of them can fuck up. If Bella is this close to Esme, who's to say? What if Alice throws the ball, it hits, Bella's dead. Bella's dead as fuck. Then what happens? Then what? She dead as fuck. We don't have to deal with the next 5 fucking movies. So that happens. And then if you watch the movies, they use the same shot of Alice like kicking up her leg, then throwing the ball. They use it probably 4 times. I think probably 3 or 4. That's not a lie. The same shot. Okay, so that happens. It's really important that happens. And then she goes, somebody's coming. Everybody's like, oh my god, somebody's coming. You see the fucking rig that they use. I don't know the budget on the first Twilight movie. It's not great, but it's funny. They use like the airport like ground escalators where it just goes really fast and you walk on the ground and it's sped up by this fucking mechanical walkway. I don't know how to, I sound stupid saying that, but you know what I mean. At the airport where it goes, oh, But to make it look like Vampire Speed, you have the people walking on top of the fucking thing, so it looks like Vampire Speed. So they're walking, but they have like the wind-blown look. So they get to it. They all meet up, and Edward's like, put this hat on, hide your hair. Which I feel like at that point, if you don't want your scent to travel, why is your hair down? Like, tuck that bitch up under your baseball cap, put it on, shield yourself like a little infant child beneath Edward. Keeps the hair down and then turns her head away. Not suspicious at all. And so they get there, whatever. They talk about Laurent has his weird ass accent. What the fuck is that accent? So they get there, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, let us join the game, blah, blah, blah. They throw the baseball. Victoria, I'm the one with the wicked curveball. And they're like, ha 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 ha, let's go play baseball. And then the wind blows Bella with her fucking hair down. It goes right into James's nose. He goes, you brought a snack. And everybody's like, and they're 2 bits. Like, one is 3 people, one is Garland. 7 people. 7 bitches against 3 bitches. Why are we concerned? Like, we can't win. There's an issue at that point. If you can't win 7-3, there's a problem. Especially Edward's in love with this bitch, and he'd fight to the death for her. 7 against 3. Just saying. 7 against 3. Whatever. That whole thing happens. Whatever. Edward, like, gets in the car, pushes her in the car. This is a side note, but this was funny. On my first date with my high school boyfriend, first date probably ever, we had another one, which, like, wasn't really a date. But I go on a date for the first time in high school. We're 6, I think I'm 15, he's 16, or I'm 16, he's 17. He's a year older. But we're like babies. He picks me up from my parents' house, whatever, runs over to his car like a little teenage gentleman, opens the car door for me. Very cute, very sweet. Our neighbors across the street are sitting on the porch, and the neighbor goes, are you gonna buckle up her seatbelt for her or what? And both of us die. So that happens basically, but in a little less cute way. Edward like shoves her in the car and is like trying to do her shit, and she's like, I got it, I'm fine. But in the like, oh, I'm a girl, I got her, I'm fine. And so he gets in. Immediately it's a showdown. Not a like, James, what the fuck? No, this is not, no, stop. It's a thing immediately. So, blah, 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 I got it, I'm fine. For some reason, they split up. And any story ever, when does it ever end well if you split up? That's your own damn fault at that point. That's your own damn fault. And then they're rich as fuck. They're like old as fuck. They're rich as fuck. They go to a fucking Hilton. They go to Hilton Suites in the shit ass hotel room. Like, and then they're sitting in the like chairs inside the hotel room like nobody ever does. The like little bullshit ass living room that they make up in the hotel, nobody sits there. And for some reason, there's a piece of paper just randomly on it, like they're waiting for Alice to draw a picture. And she's not drawn anybody like a French girl. There's just randomly a piece of paper. And not a pencil, a charcoal. What? Why is there a charcoal? Why? Like, Catherine Hardwicke, come on now. So there's a charcoal. She draws the mirrors. Mirrors. So many mirrors. Bella goes, a ballet studio? What the fuck? Because it's about The ballet studio. Why not? And it's like I grew up with that one, but why would they go to Phoenix? She grew up in, why would you go to Phoenix? What? Why? And then movie fucking over, because... So yeah. That's the first Twilight movie. I don't know where I started. I probably started from the second movie and then went into this. But yeah, that's the end of the first one. I've been filming on this phone for so long. I've been sitting in front of my apartment building for so long. But yeah, that's the first one. I don't remember where I started. I think I started with fucking November. Yeah. Okay. This is over. We'll get to the second one at some point. I'm gonna go inside and probably go to bed. Maybe I'll sit in my bed. Maybe I'll have a Moscow Mule, but with gin. Which, I don't know what that's called. Kentucky Mule is with whiskey. Moscow is with vodka. The Londoners drink gin, yeah? So a Brit Mule? But that sounds stupid. Okay, maybe I'll have that, and then I'll continue with movie 2. That might happen. Might not. Let's see. I cannot believe I filmed this whole shit. Alright, goodbye. It's been fun.